We're looking at principle number 8, and this principle really looks at the work that we do, the actual work that we do, and is it relevant? Is it fueling your mission? Like the other principles, we're asking the same question. How can we intentionally grow, protect, and represent this principle in our teams, in our organizations, so that we can grow a culture of good, that we can grow a culture that's relevant, that work is relevant, that people know their work is having impact on something greater. So principle number 8 is this: take the best from the past, allow what is no longer relevant to be released respectfully. Now, my husband and I have a practice, kind of a strategy that we use, is that if we make a purchase, whether it's clothing, furniture, whatever comes into our home, we need to release something. And part of it is because we have a certain square footage of capacity to have certain amount of things. But even more important than that, there is this relevancy question, because for us, part of living a relevant life means simplifying. And so as we bring more things in, and if we aren't releasing them, we're only complicating what we have to maintain, what we need to take care of. So what we're actually doing in this process of continually either making decisions not to make purchases for that same reason, but if something is made, something's released, we are practicing how to grow, protect, and represent a lifestyle that we're choosing. Now in the workplace, we hear sometimes do more with less. And the reality is that we all have a certain level of capacity. When we talk about the metaphor of the table, our tables are a certain size. There's a certain capacity to it. You don't get a bigger table than me. I don't get a bigger table than you. All right, we both have 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week. But some of us can stack, some of us can tape things on the side, some of us can leverage different strategies that allow us to maybe carry a little bit more than somebody else. Or even different seasons in our life, we can carry more than we did in other seasons. But the bottom line is, we all have a point of full capacity. So we need to be looking at what we're doing and the work that we're doing and asking ourselves, does this work directly or at least indirectly impact and fuel my organization's mission? This becomes extremely important because when we are putting energy and resources like time, money, morale, into developing programs, into developing products, into managing positions, if those things are not directly fueling your organization's mission, you may be doing busy work. And we all know that we are living in a time when we have to be extremely resourceful, not only so that we don't exhaust, but also so that we build relevancy. So when we are able or willing to reevaluate or to evaluate programs, we then put ourselves in a position to stay relevant and to help people, our team members themselves, make connection that the work that you do on a day-to-day basis, it influences our organization mission. It links to our organization's why. So here's some culture questions when it comes to looking at where we're taking or putting our energy and resources. And they may seem strange to ask, but I think just stick with me for a minute here. So my first question is this: do you know your organization's mission? Can you state your organization's mission? Do you know why your organization exists? Oftentimes what can happen is an organization's mission can be a paragraph long, 5-6 sentences, maybe even 2 paragraphs long. And most folks in their organization are not going to be able to state what the organization's mission is. If you don't know your organization's mission, you need to figure it out. You need to find it. And then you need to start asking yourself, how is your work directly influencing the mission? How is your work directly linked to something bigger than just your day-to-day work? But something bigger in terms of moving the organization forward with their mission. Another question to ask yourself is, do you believe in the mission? Do you believe in their why? If they have a why, if they have a why statement, like this is, what we want to impact and what we want to contribute, do you believe in it? Is it something that you are inspired by? Something you want to put your energy and resources into? And then finally asking yourself that question, does my job, my day-to-day work link to that mission? And being able to be specific in terms of how it does. And if it does not at this point, or you can't make that link, to be able to speak with somebody to find out, how can we shift my work or help me understand how my work is impacting the organization's mission? Because when you and I know that our work matters, when you and I know that our work is relevant to something bigger, something greater than ourselves, we show up differently. Now, there's an additional resource that I want to just mention to you. One of the things that I do with organization clients, but I also do with individuals, is working on designing a relevancy filter. A relevancy filter is a simple tool that is created uniquely for you and with you to be able to create something consistent that you can use to make key decisions from. This tool allows you to know what you're saying yes to and what you're going to say no thank you or not right now. This tool helps to make decisions where it takes the emotion out of versus heightened emotion, which can sometimes make it difficult to make decisions. The other thing that I love about this tool is it really creates equality at the table. So whether an idea is coming from someone in housekeeping, or whether this idea is coming from a key leader in the organization, the decision actually goes through the same filter. So if you're curious, or if you are feeling like you're spinning your wheels around making decisions, or not sure how or you're making decisions, or if the work that you're doing is relevant, reach out and let's have a conversation about creating a relevancy filter that you then can start to use as your litmus test against your job descriptions, what programs that you're doing, what you're going to release, what needs to be renovated. We want to make sure that you are doing relevant work, work that fuels your mission, work that fuels your why. So as we wrap up, I want to just remind you that when we look at this principle of 8 in taking the best from the past, looking to see what has worked well from the past, and let's carry that forward and continue to leverage it, but also knowing that there might be some things that need to be released, or at the very least need to be renovated. And then let's get to work in doing that so you can be putting your resources and energy into the relevant work. That will have a direct impact on what your organization and culture and environment looks, feels, and functions like.